D23 had quite a few announcements in the realm of Star Wars, none of which were, big surprises or anything like that. It was just basically a statement of intent that, yeah, we still have things coming. Anything that you're really excited about? No, not really, but we do have things coming, whether you like it or not. And yeah, they had 4 big announcements, I guess, what you could end up saying. Okay, we'll go through the list right here because it's not exactly that extensive, to be completely honest. Okay, you have Skeleton Crew finally getting its first trailer, and yeah, it's just as everybody's pointed out, oh right, it's Star Wars Goonies, because that's what people want when it comes to Star Wars. They want Jude Law, they want a Max Rebo offspring, a couple of sassy girl boss kids, and yeah, Jude Law's forever receding hairline. Interesting, I guess. The TV show is, coming of age story featuring children from a planet highly reminiscent of Earth during, the New Republic era. Fantastic. If you thought The Acolyte was setting records for low viewership in 2024, I'm not even entirely sure when this is coming out, but after all the brand damage that The Acolyte did do, I don't anticipate this doing much, but could end up being alright. I think some of the creatives behind this are talented-ish. Jude Law's a fine actor, not exactly the leading man that Hollywood was making him out to be in the late 90s, early 2000s. But it's all going to come down to the child actors, which, especially in Star Wars, don't exactly have the best of track records. So that's, once again, going to be pushing a boulder up a hill, probably a blue boulder, because it is Star Wars and everything's blue after all. But Lego Star Wars Rebuilds the Galaxy has a new trailer, and yeah, have a Lego Star Wars show coming out, featuring the voices of, Luke Skywalker and Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, okay, I guess. I don't even know what to think about that. It's just going to be forgotten slop. Probably the biggest, or at least has the potential to have the biggest widespread, mainstream appeal. Mandalorian and Grogu got an official release date, so now we're going to know how long it's officially, at least at this point in time, because I wouldn't be surprised if this gets delayed, but it's going to be nearly 7 years between films in the Star Wars franchise. That's unbelievable. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie is officially underway. Yes, from the idiots that brought you Mandalorian Season 3, they're here to announce that Mandalorian and Grogu will hit theaters May 22nd, 2026. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni announced the production is underway. Presumably, additional updates will now be ongoing as the movie, is excitedly underway. But yeah, I don't know who could possibly be, like I said, off the back of Season 3, be excited for what they do moving forward. But I guess the one bright announcement was, Andor Season 2 is still definitely going to happen. It's going to be coming out next year, meaning that Skeleton Crew is the next thing that's going to be coming out. Not nearly enough to bring any sort of, or breathe any sort of life into Star Wars at this point in time, because holy crap, man. Nobody was satisfied with that, especially on the Star Wars side, okay? What would have been really exciting? Cowards didn't announce Acolyte Season 2, huh? That would have brought a lot of people a lot of joy. But there was nothing new announced. We knew that Andor was going to be wrapping up with Season 2. Tony Gilroy is still going to be there, okay? We heard the announcement that Officer Krennic was going to be in it, and I guess K2SO is going to be in it as well. But yeah, okay, cool. All of those characters, they all make sense in the Rogue One Andor world. So yeah, fantastic. Hopefully they don't screw it up and maintains the same high quality that Season 1 does for the people that enjoyed it. Fantastic stuff. But Mandalorian and Grogu got announced earlier this year. Skeleton Crew has been threatened for a while, and now that we're on the doorstep of its release, we got the official trailer. And hey, you remember the Lego Star Wars games? Well, we got a Lego TV show for our terrible streaming service. Where's everybody going? Why is nobody excited? Because Star Wars has done this weird thing when it comes to cultivating an audience. They want key jangles. Where's the lightsabers? Where's the cartoon characters? Where's the Asajj Ventress? We want her. But yes, why didn't Star Wars take advantage of this massive event, knowing that there's not a lot to be excited for left in 2024? And yeah, Skeleton Crew, that's about it. But what's the next thing that's on the docket? Well, that would be something from a different medium. That would be Star Wars Outlaws. And yes, we've been talking about that for a while, but yeah, it's going to be showing up here in the very near future. I think it comes out, this Friday or next? It comes out before the end of the month. I talked about it recently, how there was a little bit of payola going on. There were third-party companies having to comb through reviews before they got posted, knowing that, yeah, Ubisoft is a bit shook by their 2001 gameplay that they let IGN post out there for the internet to laugh at. But you were looking at all of those influencers getting flued out, having their reviews approved. These were, no offense, people that I've never heard of in my entire life. So looking like, you know, real true shills for the cause. Where were some dissenting opinions? Where were some bigger channels, right? Like even just bigger gameplay, video game focused channels, or hell, even bigger Star Wars focused channels. Well, it's not like they weren't trying. It's just the biggest channel that's out there, he's not playing it anymore. YouTuber Star Wars Theory reveals he rejected Ubisoft's offer to promote Star Wars Outlaws. I ain't going to play nice. No, because he's looked at the gameplay footage like so many other people have as well, and he's had his critiques for it. Somebody who is generally more positive than most people when it comes to Star Wars. Okay, even Disney Star Wars. He's still gloves when it comes to approaching and critiquing this stuff. Even he seen, you know, what Ubisoft was doing with this, and yeah, he eviscerated it. And as such, now he's taking it a step further. YouTuber Star Wars Theory revealed that he rejected an offer from Ubisoft and its partners to promote the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws games from Massive Entertainment. In a recent video upload to his channel, Theory stated, at the end of the day, yeah, they did reach out. They were potentially going to do something. I gave them an exorbitant amount of money. I was like, well, you need to give me this, and look, there's going to be a ton of things in the contract that will not bind me from any sort of tailoring of what I need to do or don't need to say about this game. Oh, good for him. It's called the Big Ask. Makes sense. He continued, if it's complete ass, I'm going to be totally candid about that. And so at the end of the day, nothing was signed. Nothing was done. I'm happy about that because this game looks like absolute shit. It looks like garbage. But yeah, 1000%. Like, I'm in nowhere near the same realm of familiarity with Star Wars that Theory is. Obviously, that would be foolish for me to even say I'm a fraction the size of a fan of Star Wars as he is. I just have reasonable amount of familiarity of somebody who covers this stuff on a consistent basis. No more than many normies that are out there. But I also do know quite a bit about video games, and, you know, you mesh both of those two things together. Haven't played a lot of Star Wars games, but I have played a fair amount of Ubisoft games, and the gameplay that I seen and we took a look at in previous videos, yeah, doesn't look out of place from the early Xbox 360 PS3 days. That curse of Assassin's Creed 2, Far Cry 3 is wrote all over this game. It's outdated trash, from its JPEG explosions to its laughable sliding mechanics to its obvious girl power narrative. It's trash, man. From toes to titties, it's awful. He later reiterated, yeah, we were in talks. They did reach out. Surprisingly, I was like, okay. I spoke to my network, and that he was the middleman, and that was it. And I made him know for sure. I'm like, look, like, I ain't going to play nice, man. If it's, you know, a certain way, I'm going to tell you how I feel about it, and they know how I am anyways. In the end, I didn't sign anything. I didn't conform. I didn't nothing, no matter the compensations were. It's my way, or it's not going to, or it doesn't come on my channel. I'll never take a certain amount of money and then sign a contract and says I can say something like, screw that, dude. I don't need that. No, exactly, man. Because he's made his bones. Like, the dude has over 3 million subscribers. He is the singular largest independent Star Wars channel online. And of course, Disney and Lucasfilm were a lot more cozy towards him, let's just say, back when he was a little bit less critical of the slop that Disney was putting out, as opposed to where he's at today. From what I can tell, I've watched, you know, a handful of streams that he's been, it's probably a little bit more than that, okay? Recently, a reasonable amount of his content. He seems like a, you know, soft-spoken but rather upstanding, honest dude. His critiques might be light, but if he doesn't like something, he's going to make that very vocal. If he does like it, he's going to defend it. And so I like to see that same consistency wrote large when dealing with everything. Later in the video, he reiterated again, we don't sign anything because I am able to speak my mind fully, and, you know, A, you're going to have to pay me X amount, and B, if it's something I really like, for example, the next Fallen Order game, yeah, he was a big fan of, was it Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor? Whatever the first one was, okay? I'll do it for free, but it's something I just don't care. I really care about. I'll need a monetary compensation, and then a contract will be amended to essentially I can say whatever I want, however I want, which no one's going to really want that. No, of course not, and especially what we seen when it came to Ubisoft or a third-party company having to approve the reviews that were going up of the game. Yeah, I mean, what would end up looking better for the company? Okay, what would end up looking better for Ubisoft if they can pay off a bunch of smaller channels for them to just simply get coverage from the biggest Star Wars channel that's out there? It doesn't really seem, and especially when it comes to this bomb in the making, they're going to need all the help that they can get, whether by hook or by crook. And so if it comes to people that are going to be covering this stuff for free and you're going to be getting their unbiased takes on this, because I heard Mahler's going to be playing at least some of it, so I'll be paying attention to his playthrough. And then if Theory's going to be looking at it, I might have to pay attention to some of his gameplay as well. When the game does drop, I thought it was the 19th or something, so maybe next Tuesday, maybe next week or something like that. When this does come out and it's about as bad as we all expect it is, I'm just wondering how many failures that Ubisoft can stomach this year, because this is going to be the first one, and we all know what's coming in November. Well, we could be witnessing downfall of Ubisoft, and it's a rod they made for themselves, for their own back, and to be completely honest, couldn't happen to a more upstanding company. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.